Sakuyanade Bol Ulram, or hello everyone and welcome. A Wolf's Den Games is proud to present Sunday's Skyrim Stroll with your host, Garoya Lorkir. Howdy everyone, welcome. Thank you for the intro there, Carl. Welcome back, folks. Here we are back at Skyrim. We've been having some technical issues lately. I'm not exactly sure why. Been doing a bit of work in order to try and get that fixed so it stops doing that. Hopefully, that fixes it soon. In the meantime, we are here kind of just doing some random exploration. And seeing just what we have available. All three of the homesteads are mostly completed. I mean, there's some inventory stuff that needs to be done, but I'm not worrying about that right now. However, it does look like there is a quest marked, which is unusual. We don't usually do quests, but if there's a quest to do, we might as well. We've already got a couple of the houses. Well, we've got 3 of the homesteads almost entirely complete, which does save us some time, which is helpful. Now it's just a matter of earning enough to be able to start picking up the regular homes in the various places. Wait, didn't I clear this already? Or is there a new one? Where are you, buddy? Is that him? That must be him.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Howdy, Ariana. Welcome. Wow, 2 shots for a... That's impressive. I've definitely upgraded this bow quite a bit, haven't I? I didn't realize that thing was that powerful. What's my damage currently? 51. As long as the mammoths don't mess with me, I'm more than happy to just walk away. Okay, that takes care of that. I mean, that was nice and quick. It's always cool when those go quickly. Although, if anybody is interested, I guess we could start going after some of the dragons here. I haven't actually unlocked the dragons yet. I was kind of hoping to get my forging up to 100 before I worried about starting to bring the dragons into things, but I mean, either way, I haven't actually been here yet. Okay, gotta find some cabbages. I mean, I'm sure they've got cabbages here, right? Whoops, there was gold in there. Always need gold. Not worried about any of those. Where are their cabbages? Hey, Phantom Omaha, welcome. It's going alright. A little tired, but I'm kind of used to that. We've got a D&D game planned for later tonight, so that should get interesting. We've got a whole new campaign we're starting, and well, we'll see how things go. I'm hoping they'll go well. I don't know if we have that book already or not. You freaked me out there for a second, Serana. It's like, what the... Oh, wait, never mind. That would have sucked. I would have shot my companion. Again. Granted, she does have a tendency to just walk in front of my arrows, so... That's a little weird. Whoops, I didn't really need those. Barrel, nope. Still no cabbages. What the Facebook, Facebook? I'm kidding. I don't know if I know what's through that door or not. I don't think I've ever been through there. Huh. Thought I saw somebody standing at the top of the stairs. I've never noticed those up there before either. What a trip. When I was walking up the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. I've had days like that. There are days where I don't really have the energy to do anything, but things gotta get done. I mean, there's things that need doing regardless, so I don't really have much of a choice to sit there and kind of do a whole lot of just, well, we have so many projects in the works. I just don't have time to stop and not be working on something. On the one hand, it kind of sucks. Cabbages? No. Why are there no cabbages? That makes no sense. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I did not see you there. No cabbages. Heh. There's the golden claw. I just got all my stuff back. Heh. That is not bad at all. Okay, so I had picked up a bunch of stuff, and I guess I'd gotten arrested or something. I paid my fine, and they took everything from me. So, well, everything that they thought I'd stolen. So I ended up just like, oh no, yeah, trophies are here. Wait, I still have to go talk to somebody first. Dag nabbit. I forgot why I was here. Um, I wonder if there's anything in that water, too. Just kind of cruising along. Okay, I've already gotten my stuff back. And I don't even remember what exactly was in all of that. But since people are occupied, I might as well kind of wander around a little bit, take a peek at things. Because since we haven't really done much of the quests at all, that means there's a lot of places I still haven't been yet. Just taking a peek at what they've got available here. I don't think I don't think we have that one. Or that one. I'm sure they do that. And apparently multiple copies of that gives you multiple things. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Have to take it. Nothing really worth taking. Whoops. Welcome all. Hello, Aunt Kathy. Hello, Patricia. Yeah, I know that poem from Dreamcatcher. Stephen King's Dreamcatcher. The audio version. Read by Jeffrey DeMunn, who is an amazing narrator. He does voices extremely well. Well, accents at least. He was in Storm of the Century. He was in... Am I too far over? I think I need it right on the edge. Howdy. I'm hoping I have that right. I'm close. I know I'm close. Oh, wait. That's the edge of that bolt. Still not. Is it there then? The top of the bolt? Usually it marks on the outer edge of the lock. I would have said hello more recently, but I usually don't know exactly who's watching because I've got Twitch over on this screen. I've got my broadcasting program on this screen, the game over here, so it makes it a little, and then chat on another one over here. So it makes it difficult for me to know who all is where, especially since we stream live to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all simultaneously. And it's very difficult for me to be able to actually get a peek at all of those at the same time, especially if I'm busy playing a game. But I do try and keep up with chat. This is one of my favorite games for doing that. Well, I certainly do my best. I mean, last Sunday, I started learning uh, sound for film as far as working a boom mic and figuring out locations to put that to still pick up the sound and not show up on camera. Um, I was in a movie about 3 years ago. Um, I do all the commercials and announcers and whatnot, voiceover stuff here. Unfortunately, I just can't write like I used to. But uh, I, I'm hoping that the additional help that comes from Dungeons and Dragons, it's a lot simpler to write because it's more piecemeal than trying to, for example, uh, tell a story in novel form. The other difference, of course, is a little more is um, cool. The whole narrative that is told through tabletop gaming is more. I don't need those. Um, the narrative is more improvisational and. Oh, there's a dagger in there. Um, whoops, I went the wrong way. Almost the same spot. You have it's not just a oh, now I don't have to wait for a Whiterun guard to get offed. I can get the rest of that armor right here. Okay. Is that the ebony blade? Is that the katana that you get from? Oh, I don't even remember now. But yeah, with tabletop gaming, you do have a story and a plot line usually, depending on your dungeon master, of course, or game master, depending on the game. But the story tends to be a bit more improvisational, and it tends to be collaborative. So while you have your thank you, nice to see you, Cookie Bear. I know we've been having some technical difficulties lately, and I do apologize for that. Doing everything we can in order to get those things fixed. Yesterday, at one point, the video just dropped, and I had no idea. By the time I realized it, I have no idea how far into things I had gotten. So I did a little organization and then just kind of cut it. I did finish getting a few things built, but that's about it.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
Okay, I need...
Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
I don't think we have the 5,000 yet. We don't have the 5,000 yet. I can get the 5,000 rather quickly, but I just don't have it yet. But yeah, we're just kind of cruising along, and I was already down here, wasn't I? There's our cabbages. Brian Foster's probably on the plane right now. So I doubt he would peek in to watch us, but and besides, it's Brian W. Foster. I wouldn't expect him to have any idea who the heck we are. Although I can't really say that, can I? I cannot honestly say that he doesn't know who we are. Because well, if you notice this picture right here, he and the cast of Critical Role sent that to Miss Adika personally. So yeah, I'm sure they know who we are. It's just kind of odd that a group of people who are that inspirational and supportive would notice us out of everybody else that's out there. It's kind of weird. Oh, there was gold in there. And it wasn't stealing. I love when they just sit stuff there and then they're like, here, you can have it. No, 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 just take it. It's the stuff marked in red that would be the stealing. No. Okay, I think we've checked all of this. Now, granted, with Skyrim and Dungeons and Dragons, the whole theft thing is not a necessity, and it's not something that I would do in real life, of course, but that's kind of why it's a video game, isn't it? And there are consequences if you get caught, some of which may include, well, death, depending. I don't want to bother him while he's sleeping. Yeah, yeah, I really like that katana. But I've always kind of been a fan of katanas. So I'm not going to worry too much about dragons just yet, but I'll go for it. Eventually. I will want to go after that particular blade, but now that we've actually been able to grab some of the stuff that got taken from me last time, I'm going to jump over to Halstead real quick. Halstead? That's not right. I know where I got the name from, but I know that's not the right... Winstead. Halstead is the police officer and the doctor from Chicago Med and Chicago PD. Okay. So, we don't really... I mean, we still kind of need iron a little bit, I think. There are a few things left to fill in. Just a few gaps here and there. And I don't have a whole lot displayed in this house just yet. Again, I'm not really all that worried about inventory and that sort of thing. But I do want to drop off what few things I can here. And I know that we got that gold dragon claw back. So, oh yeah, there are a few things that have been moved to various houses, but I kind of forget exactly where. And it looks like we did pick up some more construction stuff, so we might as well jump over to that house real quick too, just so we can drop a bunch of this off for weight purposes. And now that we actually have an armory over there, then we can put those away too. Uh, I've got my chickens. It's always good to have chickens. Let's see. That's the house with... Oh, actually, before we leave, we need to put those cabbages away. See, we've been making or starting to build some collections for various uh, characters for the most part. And yeah, I would definitely consider Brian W. Foster a character. That's for sure. Let's see. So that means we have how many cabbages now? 367 cabbages. That's a little insane. Ale for grog. I should have dropped those the wine and the meat off when we were on the other side of the room. How many of those are there? 117? Holy crap. That's a little nuts. Okay. Nope. Mead doesn't go in here. And I know organization really isn't all that important, but one of the main reasons why I prefer to get everything kind of organized is because if you need to grab something, it's a lot easier than scrolling through long inventory lists. This is the wrong house. Yep, that happens to me quite a bit. Memory issues are just one of the things it comes with. Huh. I never thought about the whole letting him live. That's an interesting thought. I could do that. The way I mean, I would prefer not to have to kill anybody in the game whatsoever, but, I mean, you gotta be able to defend yourself, right? And sometimes there are threats to innocent people that need to be dealt with. That's how I see it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna actively go looking for any. I mean, unless I'm like hired to specifically. And that's kind of the nature of the game. One of the great things about this particular game is you get to kind of choose how you want to run everything. If you'd rather kind of just bypass having to deal with certain things, then you kind of can. Not quite as easily as like with Borderlands, where it's, okay, this is my target, as long as I go get that taken care of, then I don't have to worry about nothing else. Okay, this is the iron. This would be corundum. I don't think we had any. Yeah, this is where things kind of get a... Oh, we did. Cool. So that wasn't a waste. And this is what I mean about huge, long inventory lists and being like, okay, so where is that? Especially when they decide, hey, we're not going to actually, like, list these alphabetically sometimes. Depending on what type it is, of course. That would be in the O's, I think. None of those. I don't think there were any of those. If I was wrong, feel free to let me know. That's for gold. Silver. And the next, let's see, about half an hour after I get done on here with you folks, I'll be starting up our next game. I don't think I had any of those. None of those. Pretty sure I didn't have those. Okay, that's the malachite. This is leather. Not a whole lot. Restarting in the town that we originally started in, and about a week later is going to be a little interesting. Certain events that had occurred, the town will still be kind of dealing with the aftermath of. Which also means that allows for certain story options, depending, of course, on what the players tend to decide they want to do. Now, the downside to that is, as players have entire free reign to do what they want or go where they want and all of that. We'll worry about most of that stuff later. Is the fact that you sit there as a DM and you say, okay, so here's where my players are, and this is what's going on around them. And here's a little story hook that they might want to do, and here's a little story hook they might want to do, and maybe here's a third one. So plan A, B, or C. And then the players show up, and it turns out, no, this is not A, B, or C. You'd hope that it's not, that they're not letting their personal drive for power cause them to go after people who don't necessarily deserve it. I mean, you only really have the Jarl's word for some of that. Whoops, this should be for weapons, because this is the... Yeah. Let's see, do I have any... No, I don't. And I know we've got the dagger thing in the other room. Or in the other corner, I believe. So, we'll start putting swords here. Sword, sword. Sure, why not? I believe our daggers are here. Dagger, dagger, dagger. I have no idea. It does that sometimes. It confuses me. Often. Again, weapons. Come on, Kier, pay attention. Dagger, dagger, dagger. I love how that worked out for that one. Whoops. What did I put in there? A steel arrow? Arrows don't go in there. Arrows go in here. Like I'd mentioned, once the program screwed up and dropped the the stream last night, I was a little frustrated, and so I went, okay, that's it, and just started organizing a bunch of crap because I figured you guys wouldn't want to see that, and now I'm ending up having to do it anyway. So I apologize for that part. I'll just drop whatever armor here. What did I put in here? Oh, there's all the staffs. Never mind. That was one that I enchanted yesterday as well. Conjure Volley, and I'm trying to think of what the Hunter's Mark. Okay, that is actually armor. I'll go through and start actually separating this stuff out later, but jewelry we do have a separate spot for. Some of them may have actually been enchanted. Okay, I'm gonna put the Whiterun armor on this guy. As soon as I get a bit more. I mean, the boots and stuff are kind of just generic, aren't they? Usually. Let's see. So that cleared weapons and apparel. Potions go in the other house. Actually, that is everything that goes here, isn't it? Or did I start moving pelts and stuff over? Oh, wait. I had musical instruments. I knew I remembered something. And the musical instruments are only picked up for Scanlan. Scanlan Shorthalt. Played by Daytime Emmy Award winning Sam Riegel. Who I believe is currently directing David Tennant? There's the wolf pelts. Okay, that answered that. Trying to make this as quick as possible. Okay, so where did I put my just general daytime? Oh. The general household tools. Like that. In other words, the stuff I've picked up that I didn't mean to pick up, and thus now have to find somewhere to put it, or just randomly drop it somewhere, and I'd rather not do so in the house. That goes downstairs. I'm sure I had something else, but I don't remember what or where. Okay, so as far as I know, it's only these three. Wait, what's here? Oh, there's the other pelts. Okay, so that answers that too. Deer hide. Oh, probably because I can turn it into leather right here at this house. Yeah. And well, being a Khajiit from elsewhere, I really have no interest in the country's politics because that's between them. I mean, if they want to kill each other for various reasons, That's on them. But that's just how I happen to see it. It's kind of the way I see things regardless, but I don't know. Maybe that's me. I'm a little odd. That's the one I was looking for. Because now I can put these away. Whoops. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Wait, that was just all gems, right? Okay, good. Because when scrolling through all of that, it can be a little difficult going click, 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 click. Wait, did I just put the right thing in there? And depending on how much stuff is already in there, it could take you forever to find it. Okay, cool. So this leaves us free. To, let's see. I tried to get that marked off and it wouldn't let me. So now we just need to get some money together. Okay. So, here's the map. Where should we go, folks? For those who may be over here on twitch.tv/wolvesdengames, or the address right there, we do have... Huh. That's not supposed to be closed. 1 second, folks. But if you have any suggestions, feel free to mention it. We do have this available over here on Twitch if you wanted to see a completed map. I don't know how to... I mean, if you really wanted to type that out over on Facebook or something. Otherwise, well, we've got a wide open map, and if you know Skyrim well enough, you're welcome to make some suggestions as to where you want to go, or what you'd like to see, rather. In the meantime, let's see. I'm going to start here and start working toward that. What is that? Iverstead? Rorikstead? I don't know. I'm a little tired, and I've got a game to run, so this is going to be an interesting night. Especially following Skyrim with actual Dungeons and Dragons. Wow, that's a lot of death bells. I should be going the right way, right? Okay, a little to the left. But I need to go a little to the left anyway because of the cave. It is kind of helpful having a bot over here on Twitch, though. I just wish that the commands were transferable to Facebook as well. I wonder if he comes from a clan. being a cave bear and all. Too obscure a reference? Possibly. I'm weird like that. On the other hand, playing Skyrim right before D&D also kind of helps.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
You kind of wasted your magicka there. Don't. No, 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 no. Aww. Oh well. That sounded like bees. Hello, bees. Or maybe wasps. Hello, bees. And yes, I know that there seems to be a bit of an accent on that. That is intentional. Yeah, I might as well hit the town first. Then we can start wandering toward other stuff, unless anybody has... Oh. Oh well.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
That's a good thing. This is where I was trying to... Yep, okay. Ah, okay. Which is here? No. Candle Hearth is the inn. I'm blanking. Is that the one in Winterhaven?
Nordic ruins, even older than I am. I wonder if the Draugr are as gullible as they were when I was a girl.
From my experience, I'd say probably there, Serana. Candlehearth Hall. The name sounds familiar, and I'm completely blanking on it. Is that a tavern or something? Granted, my memory is not the greatest when your head gets knocked around a bit and wires get crossed. Memory isn't always the most reliable thing, unfortunately. Lemon wrap? Yep. Right then. Yeah, I had noticed that. I was wondering, what is their thing with boots? Because it made no sense. I mean, it's not like I could even find Dora anywhere. Bad joke? Bad joke.
Leave this place. Leave
Wait, is that the same? No, not quite. Huh. Well, that helps. Mr. DM, I've played enough D&D to say no. Nope, not that one.
I was always taught to avoid these types of ruins. I think I see why now.
Whoops. It's okay, I'll heal up. Maybe. Heh. I'll come back to that one. No, that was an apprentice lock. That's pretty easy. Unless I do that. Toboggan bear? Yeah. The way it slid down into the cave. Laura.
Laura, baby.
I had to. Windhelm, that's right. Some of the names of these places gets a little confusing. And add to that my memory issues, and then it just kind of makes it a bit worse. What's that? She keeps walking right over it. Oh, there's a trap here? Never mind. We'll go this way first.
I sense a presence.
I better heal up quick. There, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Dagger, dagger, dagger. If I make any references that people don't understand and you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, please feel free to ask. 'Cause I can get rather obscure sometimes. Huh. Claw? Okay, another claw for the collection. That should help. Let's see, anything else other than that? So he wasn't really a ghost? And some of these quests I go on, especially the ones where you run into some ghost and they're trying to help lead you through things. And we don't have the right claw yet, do we? Sapphire claw. So we know where to go when we run into it. Yeah, because that would have shown up, wouldn't it? If we had it, it would have tried the lock, and then nothing would have happened because it's not on the right. Yeah. Wait, that means it should still be somewhere in the barrow, doesn't it? That's where we would be coming out. Apparently I'd hit the wrong button when I'd gone through that. You can. Actually, you can come up with all kinds of various traps and all kinds of crazy nonsense. Let's see. During Critical Role's live episode most recently, which was Friday night, in order to deal with a rather vicious creature, I believe it's known as a Remoraz. That had, well, swallowed one of the characters. Somebody else cast polymorph on the swallowed character, or half swallowed, and turned her into a woolly mammoth. So, well, with the mammoth being much larger than the other creature's mouth, it dislocated the jaw and ended up forcing the creature to drop her. Strangely enough, the very person to whom this happened voices Serana currently. Okay, there has to be... Hello, Jerry. Welcome. Always glad to have folks stop in and say hello. I would assume that the Sapphire Claw is somewhere in here. I'm probably wrong, but I just want to make sure that I've covered the possibilities before I just walk out. Currently, we are level 34. And for the most part, we have done almost like none of the quests. I've been more focused on building the homesteads and doing exploration, partly because it means I get to spend more time talking to folks rather than... Nice. I think the furthest character I'd ever had on here is somewhere around 84, 85. I don't remember. If any of my kids happen to stop in and allow that character to continue, I would love to know what level he's at now. Ah, okay. I have no idea how many hours I put into this. I know that I restarted from scratch just to get started for streaming, but I had two separate characters before I wiped those clean to start this up. And I'd had, let's see, I got the one of them to 60 something, the other was 48, and then now this one is 34 at this point. Oh, there's a key. Did I pick up the key already? I might have. If not, then, I mean, I can always come back to it. I'm not really too worried at the moment. Though, wasn't there another... There it is. There is that other spot over here I want to check as well. I've likely picked up the key. If not, I'll go back in and search them again. But for the most part, I like just kind of exploring, finding locations, because then when I do turn around and start doing the quests, I can just fast travel right there. In the long run, I mean, I'm probably wrong, but in the long run, I feel it kind of saves me a little bit of time. That, and I just get to relax and deal with some of the stress that comes from work and from life in general. Okay, so that is marked. There's another spot over here. It's kind of interesting. Every time I end up someplace and I'm like, okay, I think I found everything in this area, and then all of a sudden something else pops up. It's like, huh, what's that over there? I don't even know if I even need iron anymore, but I figure, hey, why not? Oh, there are some amazing things that take place in during tabletop role playing, because when you're dealing with video games, everything is limited by the programming. I mean, yeah, you can manipulate the programming. For example, you know, Skyrim physics. And the whole climbing up the mountain and all that kind of thing. Those are the kinds of things that is just manipulating the programming in order to be able to get things done. With tabletop role-playing, especially something like Dungeons and Dragons, which is more about a rule set than a setting. That's something that a lot of people might not understand, because, I mean, Skyrim is very much what I always felt Dungeons and Dragons must be like. Only I had never had a chance to actually play D&D before, so I just kind of made assumptions and ran with it. And while D&D can be very much like this, there are other settings entirely where you don't get the dragons.
On your way up the 7,000 steps again, Clement? Not today.
Oh yeah, we were up there recently. And somehow I'd missed this cave. So much for all my roguing. Yeah, I usually don't worry a whole lot. That was kind of cool. And let's see. But oh wow. We're right back to that. Never mind. I was like, now where was that one spot I wanted to get marked off? And it's like right over that way. Yep. Uh let's see. One of the things, for example, that I do enjoy particularly about the tabletop gaming is
traveler. You must have so much to tell about the world outside this boring town.
sorry folks, I have to confiscate your cabbages by order of the Jarl. And if you have questions, please take it up with your local magister. Bye now. Yeah, I can understand that. I'm hearing some animal. Did I scare something off? Oh, it's the fox. Oh, that must be what I keep hearing at the house. One of my daughter's pets. But there are some rather insane things that can happen in D&D because the only thing you're limited by there is imagination. As long as the physics of the game master's world allows for it, and you can think it, then you can do it. Or at least you can certainly try, because that's what the dice are for. The dice are there to let you know, okay, did I succeed or did I fail? The rest is just having fun with friends and working together to live a story. It's not just telling the story, because if you take the time to really get into your character and really understand what it's like to be in their shoes, then their successes and their failures are both felt very personally. And yet it still gives you a safer environment to deal with certain things than if you were to run into it out in the real world. It gives you a chance to learn how to handle certain situations
Never should have come here. Enough! And now!
I'm getting out of here.
He's not gonna come check on his friend? He's not much of a guard, is he? I guess he didn't like me taking his money. Cabbage. Gotta take the cabbage. It's kind of a rule. But yeah, one of the things that they've come up with recently is what they like to call Fluffernutter, where, and yes, this is entirely in Dungeons and Dragons, but Fluffernutter is where someone takes uh, a barrel of black powder and throws it. And after that, then fires an explosive arrow into it. Now, the difficulty of actually hitting that barrel has a tendency to change. That's the dice rolls. And it doesn't always work. But you get some very insane events take place every now and then. Oh, I know where this is. If I take out all his buddies before I deal with the quest, then when he shows up and then tries to kill me with his reinforcements, hopefully they won't be here. Right in the eye.
Hey, be careful. What's the matter with you?
I came at this quest from the wrong direction. And I'm good with that. Last time I ran into the guy, I was down the hill, and he was like, "Hey, can you give me an escort?" I was like, okay. So I escorted him, and we got to this point, and all these guys turned around and killed me because I was at a much lower level, and I just wasn't ready for it. So now, I can run down here, see if I can find the guy, get this quest taken care of real quick.
Are they gone? Bandits attacked and ransacked my cart. Can you help me? My camp is nearby in the ruins of Nilheim. Get me there safely, and you'll be rewarded.
I know, they've already paid me.
It's just across the bridge and up that hill.
They better not have respawned already. That would suck. I took out all your reinforcements before you could betray me.
We're close now. I can see the camp.
Wow, he did take an arrow to the knee. And he's still running.
Wait here. I'll be right back with your reward.
What was that?
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
It worked. And it looks like I got my reward anyway. Yay for capitalism. Yeah, I should probably stay at the bridge, huh? That looks like that could be dangerous. Granted, one of the games that we've put out so far is about a wolf pack. Hello, Leonard. Welcome. Wow, that's a long ways off. I would love to get down there someday. Looks like absolutely gorgeous country. Granted, I have to admit, all I have to go by are the Lord of the Rings movies. Oh, I missed it. Wow. While we do have certain features that are Twitch only, unfortunately, and that's more due to stuff just not transferring over. There are some things that just for some reason are unable to swap. So when we do our Hearthstone days, that kind of thing, the overlay unfortunately doesn't go to... No, I know better than that. Strangely enough, thanks to thanks to all the behind the scenes for Lord of the Rings. So at least I got more out of it than just the Tolkien story. Although that is why certain I don't want to say monsters because it's not all monsters. Certain races and such in D&D have different names than you find in Tolkien's writings. Is partly due to issues with that particular estate and copyright law and that sort of thing. Which is why you don't find hobbits in D&D. But you do find halflings, which is basically the same thing. But you also have gnomes. And depending on which world it is, like Kryn has...
This better be good. Trust like that is not freely given.
Okay.
Until next time. You picked a bad time to get lost.
Really? Just out of nowhere like that? Taking the wolf pelts. And your dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger. If you move quick enough and quiet enough, they'll never see you coming.
Where are you?
To your left. Don't mind me, folks. I just randomly say stuff sometimes. It's like, where'd that come from? Dagger, dagger, dagger. I'm right here. Ooh. That was a nat 20 on that roll. So I guess you could call that a critical roll? Sorry. I think I remember that. I mean, while I don't tend to focus a whole lot on quests, for this particular stream, I have done a bunch of them for previous runs and that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly beautiful enough. Although, is it weird that I kind of preferred the Helm's Deep location to the Shire? Although, the other interesting thing about Skyrim and streaming these kinds of games is it's amazing who shows up to say hello. Once you once people find things that they have in common.
This place is boring. Nothing but the same. I wish I could head to one of the capital cities. Maybe even back to Mournhold. Anywhere but here.
Why are you running? Just... okay. That was weird. The Cerethi farm. Let's see.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. What did you want?
A Nirnroot field? I've never seen that before. Huh. I had to harvest those, lady, because the sound was just annoying. I figure if people can find a basic bit of common ground. The furry feet, I'd have to double check. That would be in the player's handbook, and that is currently in the living room. Other than that, the rest is all entirely up to the player. It's how you want to play it. If I mean, in theory, you could probably give the halfling furry feet regardless. Crap, that was my fault. Whoa. Where's the archer? The archer's going to be the problem. Hey, that was dead on. There's no way that missed. Or maybe it did. I don't know. Oh, that's right, because I dropped everything off. Well, that's a little better. I wasn't intending to have to go after any of these guys, but oops. No worries whatsoever. Again, we're here more for entertainment value than any strict kind of playthrough, so just got to be quick on the draw, right? That was... that was not what I'd intended whatsoever. That's kind of funny. But kind of the whole point I'm making. I have no problem with people just kind of leaving people alone, unless that person has proven to be some kind of threat to them, their home, or their family. If people are more focused on defending themselves and their families, then they don't have time to be going after other people. But that's me. I am admittedly quite the weirdo, and proud of it. But while we're here, might as well look around. Yeah, I gotta go in from down there, don't I? Probably. I don't know, I think a triangular design might have been a better idea. Because with a triangle, you can have one person at each point, and if something happens to one of them, then their backup will be able to see what happens and be able to respond faster than if they have to stare across a large courtyard between them and their assistants. But then we do kind of have plans for the future that do involve building an actual castle for folks to come and play tabletop games in, and do some... What was that? Oh. That's why it still hit me. And it was her fault. Laura? I have no idea why I do that either. Once I found out that Laura Bailey did the voice for Serana, I can't help but...
Said she'd wait for me, but they never wait.
Who's there? I knew I heard something. That'll teach you. You picked a bad time.
Oh. Yep. I do enjoy the fact that that turned out to be way easier than intended. And yes, I know I should probably be taking bows for Vex, but I don't really have a need to when I can just grab the arrows. And, well, gold, of course. Because that was one thing that Vex was definitely known for. She could drive a hard bargain. And besides, what better way to do a Vex collection than by collecting Vexalia, as opposed to Vex from Thieves Guild. Completely different actress. Though it would have been really fitting otherwise. Too bad you can't, like, adopt more kids when you have enough houses. Okay. Wait, we came from that way. Hey, Serana, can you get your zombie to just shut up for a minute? 'Cause, you know, noise kind of gives us away. Oh, well, that works. I guess she heard me. Ooh, more iron. Always a good thing to take the iron. Hey, Foster, I don't suppose you're watching. Probably not. That would be an absolute trip if Brian Foster were in here. Be like, Foster, can I ask a question? What are you doing? Okay. That could actually make things a bit interesting. Wood to gold? Isn't that supposed to be straw? Or is that just Rumpelstiltskin? It sounded like there was somebody down here. Through that door, maybe?
Where'd you come from?
There he is.
That'll teach you. Where'd you come from?
Now ain't this a surprise?
Whoops. Okay, that's enough for that. Yikes. That could help.
Picked a bad time to get lost. Done and done.
That was painful, but I survived. I kind of like the idea of people coming after me because of me doing things without doing quests. Ugh, sorry about that, folks. That actually kind of hurt. And yet, in my head, all of a sudden, I was hearing, oh, what's his name? That wasn't a dagger. Don Adams? From the original, Get Smart. And the whole, sorry about that, Chief. Oh yeah, there's always food I could eat, as long as it's not cabbages. And I still haven't even gone up the staircase. You realize that your bandit thug zombie is making a lot of noise, right? And rogues don't like noise, because it gives us away. So, can you shut your zombie up, please? I'm just randomly wandering through this place. And with some of these being absolute ruins, why is there fresh food here? I mean, here there's bandits, so it kind of makes sense. Because the bandits, of course, need to eat. Well, clearly I haven't been here before.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
Really? That's it? I guess I've been doing better than I thought. Sure, why not? And then here's me just cruising along. And why not?
Who's there?
Dead folks.
Done and done.
I told you, corpses. She just never listens, does she? When did it switch to iron arrows? I don't know if I have that one. Flute. There you go, Scanlan. Got another flute for you. Have all those. Oops. Okay, so those are out. There we go. Almost. I hate some of these lock-picking things. Mostly because of the amount of time that goes into it. So I guess it's right on the... Yep. Well, I guess that's one mark that's a little difficult to miss when it's right on the corner. Okay. That takes care of all that. That was me. I missed? Ah. Okay. Hey, that sidestep was a little screwed up there. Come on, game. Who do you think you are? Treyarch? I only say that because I've had weird things happen playing Call of Duty that just happens out of the blue sometimes. And it makes no sense. Not always for the worst, but usually. But I'm not a bear. Should have paid attention. I still should have gone up the steps, huh? I went the wrong way. I should go back the other way. Oh, now I'm carrying too much to run. To start. Oh, huh. Hadn't even noticed that part. Wait, have I already? Okay, so this wasn't from me coming through here. I actually had to check. Wait, did I kill these people already? No, it wasn't me. Yes, but were you killed? Yes, but I lived. Okay, just making sure that there were no doors or anything that I just hadn't paid attention to.
Who's there?
Wait. Should probably up health, especially because I just took a serious hit, so we'll do that one. Smithing's not there yet. Enchanting's not there yet. Archery. Not quite. Sure.
It's nothing. No more. I yield.
Tough.
Sure I
Yield all you want. We'll make more. Wait. That's not how that goes. And that was crunch all you want. We'll make more. Tough. Wow, that was far easier than it should have been. Even with that little close call. Whoops, wrong button. See, we've been running for a bit now. I will need a little bit of a break before too much longer, but I want to try and get finished with this spot first. Okay. There's still the tower that I haven't done yet. Cabbages? No, no cabbages. Yeah, I was thinking that now that going back over what you had mentioned, that this used to be Trevor's base rather than although I don't know if I've ever actually done this quest before. Because I was looking for... Wait, was this... No, there was a... This isn't the same place, is it? I don't think so. That's right. Okay, here we go. Okay, release the arrow. I hate that particular glitch. Despise it. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but every time they do that slow-mo cutscene for one of those kills, all I can hear is Matt Mercer saying, "How do you want to do this?"
Who's there? Done and done.
That was it? Cool. Cool. Don't know if I have that one. No! Okay, I'm gonna have to drop some stuff. Anything else here I really don't need? Quite a bit of it, actually. There we go. Whoa. That would have been weird. Sure, why not? We still have the weight. Huh. Okay, now food. Whoops. I meant to eat them, not drop them. As long as it's not the cabbage or the ale. Those are the two that we carry separate. Don't think I had that one either. No cabbages. And I hadn't really paid attention to the fact that there was a ladder here. It's kind of helpful to know that that's an option. How's that for a view to come out to? Holy crap. That is gorgeous. Really? That's it? A whole 44 gold? Okay. Welcome back, Phantom Omaha. I was gonna say, any year now. Now we don't even have to worry. Rogues don't got a rogue when they've already cleared a place out. Now it's just a matter of finding my way back through here. Whoops, wrong way. Ah! That kind of sucked. Oh, that's why I skipped them, huh? 'Cause no cabbages. Okay. I hope I didn't, like, fly right past it. Nope, there it is. Let's see, what time is it? Almost 5:30? Yeah, I will need a short break because I will need to refill on coffee. A couple of other minor details. But we won't be gone long. That's a promise. But first, we're gonna finish getting all that taken care of. I kind of enjoy the whole, hey, I wonder what's here, and then just kind of clear a place and leave. And then come back and be like, oh, there was a quest. Well, this is done. Mostly.
Are you here to help? Yeah?
Finally, reinforcements have arrived. I was expecting more.
I'm carrying a second set that I'd picked up in the while within the Thieves Guild.
The war, and these bags swooped in and seized the place. My family is in there. I suspect Brewer had planned this. There's been bad blood between us since the
Mostly be to throw on one of the mannequins somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. At least not yet.
You ask a lot of questions for a mercenary. Just get in there and open the gate. We'll try and provide help once that's done. I wish we could op. Good luck.
So now all I have to do is turn around and open the gate? Which was this way, right? Yep. I already did that. Before I came down here. But thank you for pointing that out, Patricia. Now I remember that I can drop off another set. I feel kind of dumb that I hadn't noticed that. That's adding to some of the weight, isn't it? Probably. Well, tired plus brain damage. But at least I can laugh about it, right? Oh, I already searched that. There we go. Just had to go the right direction. So I'll jump back to...
Hmm? Thank you for your help. Did you see my family inside?
Technically?
Hopefully they made it to safety before the attack. I'll begin the search after a quick restock. Anyway, here is your reward. Thanks again.
You're very welcome. Detect life? Where are my spell books? Okay, that's 2. Cool, so that takes care of that. Wasn't there another... Oh. It was on the other side. Somewhere out this way, maybe. Well, he might come back after me. Is that the... Yep. There had been a cave or something there. A little house there. That's what I was looking for. I'll get that marked off. Jump back to the... Hey, Bobsta, welcome. Dag nabbit, that spider was supposed to keep moving.
Done and done.
Whoops. I guess it had been hunting. Yeah, he gave Detect Life, which I didn't even know was something in this. So that's kind of cool. So I find some sort of building. Bear? I didn't want to have to deal with you in the first place, but if you're going to attack me, I will defend myself. Redwater Den. Interesting name. I must have scared it off. What? Laura's just like, did you hear something? Was that coming from the house? I already have another full set back at the house anyway. That's a little heavy.
If you're buying, go on in. Otherwise, shove off. Don't even think about it.
I thought about it. Redwater Den. I've never been here either. Things have been a bit rough last couple of weeks, but on the upswing, so that's a plus. I'm not a min-maxer.
Hold it.
At least,
If you're
I
going
don't think so.
downstairs, you keep your weapons to yourself, or we'll be getting better acquainted.
Understood.
Get on in and behave yourself.
Not quite. So this is a
Oh, welcome.
gambling
welcome.
establishment?
I don't believe we've seen you. You seem tense. Join a booth and relax a bit.
Oh.
Take a look.
Yup. Yup. I'm the same way. I can't help it. I am a rogue at heart. And as such,
Fine. Suit yourself.
and as a rogue, I can't help but feel a need to sneak and well, person's busy coughing. Okay.
Need something?
Just taking a look. Yeah, I tend to go with Khajiit mostly for the night vision. That's pretty much it. I don't have a whole lot of use for... Well, honestly, I don't really think about it as much when it comes to Skyrim. I mean, if it were D&D, that's a whole different story. I've got one Tabaxi, which is D&D's equivalent of Khajiit. I've got a bunch of others. Gotta take the cabbages. I don't see any... Is there someone in there? There is. Dagger. Telekinesis? I didn't even know that was a thing on here. That was a bit of a trip. Ah, okay. I guess the whole Redwater thing makes sense as far as that goes.
Is someone there?
Wow, Vex level sneak. Or Vax, sorry, Vax.
Who's there?
Huh. I didn't mean to grab the bow. I don't need 2 of those, at least not yet. Ah! Okay. Let's see. Well, that kind of explains things, because I've never really been here before at all. But I'm guessing this place doesn't exist without the DLC. I mean, I could be wrong, but that would be my initial guess. Okay, so I guess it is up here. I hadn't meant to. Forge. The usual. Potions aren't quite as the usual. I also may need to check on time, because I'm not exactly sure when we're expected to be running our D&D game, at least time-wise. So I should probably check to see when my players are going to be here. I know that's aiming a little low, but I had to make sure it would fit through that little gap there. But still, that must have hurt. Vampire or not. Gold ore? We don't have a mixer currently, but recently that was brought up to us, so we might be able to look into that and see if we might be able to expand out that direction as well. It is a bit odd being able to stream to multiple places at once the way we do. The rest is more just trying to figure out. Yeah, no, that's not really going to do a whole lot. Okay, we're underweight now. It's over here. But yeah, we will be looking into Mixer, and if we get that information, we will make sure that that gets added somewhere. That's a whole new format that I didn't even know was a thing until very recently. And I'd never heard of it before, so... It's also kind of odd sitting here and coming into these quest areas having not actually picked up the quest itself yet.
That'll teach you.
Well, that was quick. And still more items. There we go. Well, thank you, Bobsta. I definitely appreciate that. I know that we do our best over here, well, on everywhere we're streaming to, and it kind of bugs me during those times when something comes up and we're unable to stream, whether it's a technical issue or something else. And the fact that folks like us enough to be willing to come check us out and hang with us for a bit, and that means a lot to us. It really does. I just wish that we were able to share more of what we do to everywhere simultaneously. Because with us hosting another channel, well, another couple of channels for when they're on, as well as a few other things that we can do here on Twitch that we just can't do, or we can't transfer elsewhere, unfortunately. But that's because of the way certain overlays are set up. Like when Missadika plays Hearthstone over here on Twitch, you can hover over the cards in play, and it will tell you what the cards are and what they do. And it on the left-hand side, it'll bring up the her deck list, so you can look through and see what cards have been drawn, which cards are still in there, and as far as the cards that are still in there, well, actually, as far as the cards, whether they've been drawn and played or not, will all still pop up on the screen, so you can scroll through it and take a look at whatever card name or whatever that might interest you. Things like that. It's some wonderful additions. It's just kind of a pain that we can't
So why don't you just drink the blood from the spring?
share it quite as well
That seems easier
if
than running a skooma.
you take our meaning. Okay. So we're going this way. And I think probably the most interesting thing is our entire streaming bit is... I mean, a lot of people, when they do their streaming, they have very specific games and goals, and for us, it's more... We happen to be...
Where'd you come from?
Making tabletop games rather than some traditional occupations, I guess I could say. And as such, it's more about getting our needed rest times in when things get stressful and frustrating, and it does. When the majority of your work is still reading and writing, and you have brain issues that make reading and writing difficult at best, it can take its toll on the mental side of things. Uh-oh, what just happened? That wasn't my intention. Ooh, but what's this over here? It's a trip, the stuff that I keep stumbling into on accident. And I'm still supposed to open that one spot, aren't I? I'll take the one. Okay, that was... where? Up there? It must have been. Okay, I need to get back up there first. So that's up here. It's also kind of odd that the majority of our viewers all seem to be on Facebook rather than Twitch as it is. And with the way Twitch works, it would be amazing if they would use all of our stats instead of just the ones specifically for Twitch itself, because we get a lot more coverage than they give us credit for. Let's put it that way. We are just trying to do our best to try and be a little entertaining at the very least, and to let people know what kind of work we do and what kind of games we have available and what we have coming out in the future, as much as, you know, non-disclosure agreements allow, because that is a thing and it is kind of important. Okay, now I had needed to pull that to go this way. That's right. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Definitely much appreciated. I know that I have some family who's been trying to get the word out as much as possible, and sometimes it gets out there and sometimes it doesn't. But even the slightest bit of assistance is definitely appreciated by us. I think that's one of the things that kind of helps is we don't have as much of a worry of the streaming is what we absolutely need as far as to pay the bills and that kind of thing. I mean, it would be nice, but oh, even cooler. I had no idea that was even happening. Although the weirdest thing was one of the other groups that one of the Discord groups that I'm a part of. It's a Mandalorian. Oh wow, it'll let me sleep in the coffin. That's kind of cool. Um, I had been in there talking to, or I had mentioned something, and out of the blue somebody went, "Oh wait, that's you?" Because it turns out they've been catching Facebook posts from us. And it's kind of a trip. Wait a second. Those are all open.
Too much hiding. The mortals are weak. He's a coward to fear. He should feed when he like. Can't stand this.
Okay, so whether they're open or not doesn't necessarily mean there's somebody in them. That is good to know. And I know I mention the Twitch channel a lot when we're running, and I apologize for that because I'm sure it gets annoying. Kind of like with our commercials, it's more a necessary evil than anything else. And as far as our commercials go, the ones that we made to put up on the screen, that's more than anything strictly just to kill time. Or not kill time, but to help prevent too much dead air. Because dead air is an issue when you're trying to get certain kinds of stats. Although we do have a goal to try and reach 50 followers over here on Twitch. I'm not necessarily saying anything regarding that, just that it is a goal that we have. That's it. I know that certain numbers, once they reach whatever Twitch considers acceptable,
Another cave. I've spent enough time underground.
you can
myself.
start, or
Go in. I'm right behind you.
the streamers can start making a little something on it, which would help, which can help go toward future streams and the studio and the other games that we do. But again, not something that we're not really pushing for that part of things, strangely enough. I'd rather people come over because they want to hang out and chat, or because they know that they're having a rough day. There's somebody supportive on this end of things in order to say, hey, we got your back. At least from a community support point of view. And if that helps folks, awesome. Well, that was that. Crap. Oh, that's how that works. Even invisible. Take that. That was insane. Just 'cause I can. At least for now. I can't believe how well that went. Cool. We do try and get those notifications out. Part of the broadcasting program that we use tends to try and post those for us. However, there are times where there are glitches, in which case the notifications don't always end up getting out there, and well, I'm sorry for those. We are trying to boost things to make things a bit easier and get as much get the information out there to everybody as quickly as possible. And slowly we're kind of making our way up there as far as the numbers.
It almost doesn't even look real, you know?
Oh wait, maybe I have been here. Interesting. So all this does is give me diseases, apparently. Do I not have... There it is. That's kind of a trip. I know that, let's see. Yeah, we've got a couple of people that try and help us share our tweets and all that to get the information out. But if people don't end up not making it, then okay, I get it. Whether folks end up getting all the information or not, that will still be here somewhere. And I do try and make sure I at least see any messages that are posted on Facebook. I try to reply, but I'm not always able to reply all the time. So if there's any reply I missed, or any comment I may have missed, I apologize. There we go. I'm happy with that. So, I'm gonna go...
Don't go setting the place on fire, okay?
Why not? Kind of funny how that's all taken care of and we have no quest for it yet. Should be a lot easier once we have to go back to it. The whole reason was there was a cave, wasn't there? Yep, there was. Okay, I'm gonna run over here toward this cave just for a quick second. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Sorry folks, I gotta do a fast travel before that potion of strength runs out. I completely forgot about it. Go in here. Just because I know I can drop off at least the construction stuff and armor and weapons. Because this is the one where we have the armory. And once again, I'm carrying too much to run. There we go. Right then. We're back at the house, and I'm gonna need a very short break. So if folks are willing to bear with us for about maybe 10 minutes at the very most. I will do my best to try and make it quicker, but you can't always guarantee that. But I am going to at least come into the armory room and I'll stand here for a minute. Just because we've run for 2 hours without actually officially saving again. Because that would be terrible if we ended up losing all of that. That takes care of that for the moment, and we will be back shortly. Thank you for joining us so far, and we do hope you'll bear with us. See you in a few. They've walked you through Horizon Zero Dawn, through The Last of Us, and through For Honor. This summer, one man, one horde, one motorcycle, many, many locations with an open world map, and one very large arsenal. When the dust settles at the end of the day, who will remain standing? Will it be Deacon St. John? Or those he stands against? Find out for yourself at twitch.tv/wildwolfgaming1. Stay wild, everyone. In the video game streaming system, the viewers are represented by two distinct groups: the gamers who provide walkthroughs and compete for wins, and the entertainers who provide nonsense and fun. These are the games of the Insomnia Squad. Doink Doink by Mike Post. Come to twitch.tv/awolfsdengames and click the follow button. That way you will be notified for further games by the Insomnia Squad. Okay, that wasn't intended, but that's because I forgot to turn that back off earlier. That is another thing we picked up through Critical Role, sort of. That's actually Sam and Liam's... I believe that's from Sam and Liam's... This is for the bows that we... Yep. Sam Regal and Liam O'Brien both had a podcast together called All Work No Play. And for All No Work No Play, they would sit and... That was originally their mandatory stress relief, was that little podcast of theirs. Granted, for them, it was about taking a break from voice acting and video games and that sort of thing, rather than what it is nowadays for them, because their little D&D game has now become something else entirely. I am going to see what I can do about possibly being able to air the Oh, that is armor. Okay. Clothes don't belong in there. But there's an animated introduction that was done for Critical Role. Those are pelts. That is absolutely amazingly done. And the song for it, it gets stuck in your head. Not gonna lie. It is posted to our Facebook page if anyone is interested, as well as a Twitch or a tweet was linked for a video that had been done. Well, yeah, wolf pelts go underneath. Almost forgot. But when they did their live show at Gen Con, when the regular intro was aired for all the rest of us, the cast was treated to the entire audience singing the introduction to them. And it is an amazing sight to behold. Just an absolute trip. Those are the kinds of things that inspire us to want to bring that feeling to other people. And while, yeah, a lot of it has to do with doing work and things that mean getting ourselves back on our feet and requiring those finances in order to cover necessities. For me, at least, it is far more important to provide a refuge for people. Because in this day and age, with things as insane as they are, wouldn't it be better to just have somewhere you can go and just be like, you know what, these people understand me? Or even if they don't necessarily understand me, these people are there for me when I need it. They're the ones who are willing to sit down with me and talk me through a bad day, or celebrate with me for a good one. If we remember that human beings are human beings, and to treat them accordingly, should be an M. Fine malachite. No, that's not the right one. Or a calcium. That's what I'm thinking of. Or a the refined malachite isn't here. Don't mind me, I won't preach too much, and I certainly don't want to get political on anybody, because no. Just no. That should be cool. Yep, cool. I picked the right one. And no silver. Okay, good. Just making sure I've got everything figured out properly here before we move on. Yep. Drop the glass off in here. Although the ore probably would be better. The different ores would probably be better just in that barrel, because then I could just drop them all off in here. I'm not going to do that now. And I don't have a whole lot of time because it is D&D night. I am sorry for that. Well, I'm sorry for having to cut this a little short. At least after the break. Or after our break. It's a bit shorter, but Sunday is our usual D&D night, which is why when we do our Sunday strolls, they tend to be a little earlier as far as starting. They tend to end a little earlier, but kind of needs to, as playtesting for tabletop games requires hours and hours and checking it against a bunch of different or testing it in a bunch of various situations. Whoop, let's get those steel ones put away too. No. And then we've got at least the dwarven bow. This was swords? Swords. Good. I remembered. Oh wait, we already did all that. That means I need one more. You can put the axes here, I guess. Oh, the staff. The staff goes in here. Or actually, I should just grab all the staffs out of here. And that's a dagger, so that should go with the daggers. Sorry about this little bit. Yeah, I caught that. Thank you. Definitely appreciated having folks as many places as possible because it allows us better chance to interact, and plus any links that might pop up from the bot through various triggers and that sort of thing. Oh, already did drop. No, I hadn't because, yeah, I am like loopy today, folks. And I gotta run a game. This is gonna be so interesting. Okay, staff's here. That's a staff. Staff, 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 staff-ish. And the maces. There. Should give me enough time to sprint back to the main house, well, our Lakeview house, so that we can at least do the usual bit before our sign off. I believe our game is, well, my players are probably going to be here about 7, and it is 6:26 my time. So we're cutting it a little close, but this way I have enough time to be able to talk to you folks a little bit before we do our proper sign off, and then I can get to getting our game going. We've got a few ideas in mind. Kind of worried about what the players might choose in terms of plans, because we did all right, depending on how tonight's game goes.
You're back.
I was expecting that.
Here, take it.
Oh wow, thank you. So my kids are messing with the alchemy stuff. That could be dangerous. Whoops. We don't need those. I do need those. Nice. Definitely enjoy. I hope dinner goes well. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing for dinner tonight. Odds are it's probably going to be pizza. It usually ends up being something like that when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons nights. No, y'all don't need more than one of each dagger. 2 wooden swords, that makes sense. There's 2 girls. Anyway. I just gotta kind of hope that my players don't choose plan C, M, or Q through S. Otherwise, it should definitely be an interesting session. It's new characters starting in our original starting town about a week after where the last campaign had started. So that should get quite interesting. I'd say more, but, well, at least one of my players follows our channel. So I gotta be careful of that. Can't give away too many secrets. That way they're surprised during gameplay. And it's always cool to see that moment where you're telling part of the story and they're just kind of, they've reached the point where they're kind of just lost in the narrative, and then something happens and they expected things to go one way and all of a sudden plot twist, and it always catches people off guard. It's an amazing an amazing thing. Okay, so we're on 260, save 266 for those who are following along. We will be calling that part of it here. Other than that, we are kind of going to be moving forward more with Skyrim and Hearthstone as a main focus. There will be some Borderlands. On occasion, it depends on how I'm feeling. I prefer Skyrim because it makes it easier for me to sit here and chat with you folks about whatever, really. I mean, I'm not the type who necessarily has to talk about the game all the time. If people want to talk literature or films or television shows or whatever interests them, board games, card games, whatever you find interesting, I'm willing to chat about it at least. And during those times when we are not necessarily on the air, people are welcome to leave us messages, or if you're over here on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/wolvesdengames, there's usually someone in the channel if you want to say hi and maybe give it a few minutes, because we are working, so it's not like we're just staring at the screen or at this particular chat all the time. It is up. We do check it regularly, and we try and keep at least one of these screens with it up. So unless we've left the office or we're asleep, there's usually somebody here. So somebody's been having a bad day or just wants somebody to talk to, or something really cool happened and they can't seem to get a hold of somebody to share the good news with, we'll be here. And if for whatever reason there isn't someone here, like you come in, you say hello, and nobody answers after, say, 10 minutes at the most, check out twitch.tv/criticalrole. Guaranteed there's someone there. Mostly because they have a lot more people over there than we do here. For those who may notice, we've got a chart here, and we're at, what's that say, 44 out of 50. We're still at least 6 short of our main goal. And over there, they've got like tens of thousands. so there's always somebody there. We're just trying to kind of do our best to attempt to provide the same, because I've seen how having that option has affected people for the better. People coming in to Critical Role chat for whatever reason, even if they hadn't known about the chat always being there, even when nothing's showing, and somebody coming in and saying something, and they're not having a really good day, or it's a great day, and they don't have anybody to share their news with. They come in and they say something, and then all of a sudden you get 1, 2, and then like 6, 7 people all going, "Hi, how's it going?" And the response is usually, "Holy crap, there's still people here? There's nothing on. Why are people here?" Well, that's the reason. This way we all know we have a place where we can go. And I mean, when it comes to work issues for me, because so many of them are tabletop gamers, if something comes up and I'm trying to work out something or balance some piece of homebrew to fit my world, I can sit there and be like, "Hey, I've got this going on. This is not quite working out. Does anybody have any thoughts?" That, and they just love to talk about anything. Food, D&D, music, whatever. Granted, during live shows, their chat can get absolutely insane. But when you have 50,000 plus people watching live, chat can get a little nuts. In the meantime, though, for those who might want to catch Critical Role when they are live, but you don't really want to deal with that insanity of chat that they tend to have, you're welcome to come over here to our Twitch channel. We host their channel. As far as I know, we can only host it to our Twitch channel. I don't know if we'd be able to or even be allowed to expand that to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. If we can, that will be announced. We'll let people know. Until then, people are welcome to come over here to twitch.tv/awolvesdengames, watch some Critical Role with us, and we can help answer questions if we can. Otherwise, we do have our usual shows. We're trying to keep it as close to starting at 5 as possible, preferably every day. Some scheduling may get adjusted as things move forward, as we try to be off air anytime Critical Role is on air anyway, because, well, we want to watch them. So we try to keep our schedule in line so that we can be off the air by the time they come on air. That way, not only are we still here for our loyal viewers, but we are also off in time to allow those viewers of ours who might want to just stick around to watch some of them as well. But it is now after 6:30, and I still have a few more things to throw together for tonight's game. Things should get rather interesting, and if people are interested, I'm more than happy to kind of talk about what happened tonight on our next stream. So if you would like to know, feel free to ask. In the meantime, thank you all for joining us. I'm going to go get Carl for our closing outro. And don't forget, folks, cooperation, competition, community. Things we all need. So until next time, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us a bit. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you all for joining us. Please give us a follow on twitch.tv/awolvesdengames. Long days and pleasant nights. Jate ka nade, or good night everyone. They've walked you through Horizon Zero Dawn, through The Last of Us, and through For Honor. This summer, one man, one horde, one motorcycle, many, many locations with an open world map, and one very large arsenal. When the dust settles at the end of the day, who will remain standing? Will it be Deacon St. John? Or those he stands against? Find out for yourself at twitch.tv/wildwolfgaming1. Stay wild, everyone. In the video game streaming system, the viewers are represented by two distinct groups: the gamers who provide walkthroughs and compete for wins, and the entertainers who provide nonsense and fun. These are the games of the Insomnia Squad. Doink Doink by Mike Post. Come to twitch.tv/awolvesdengames and click the follow button. That way you will be notified for further games by the Insomnia Squad.